Just gotta drag it down into your action bar there. Click it, and the foundation is the first thing that pops up. And as long as it's white, you can lay it down. You just click and drop it down. Nope, can't build there. Anywhere red, it won't let you. Usually when it's like off angle or there's something in the way or something else is too close. So I'm just trying to find a spot where I can possibly build out. No, no, no. Alright, let's put one here then. 1, 2, 3. Going this way. Yeah, that seems... that could work. Yeah, I'm going to fill it in with a hammer. It usually takes about 3 hits. Usually 9 pieces of wood to build up. And then go ahead and build up a wall. So if you just right click while you have your foundation selected, that brings up that menu there, and you just click on wall. And you can put the walls anywhere you want, but I usually start out with actually following the outline of the foundations first, making that box pattern. And then you can fill in different spots, and you can have slanted walls or half in, half out, whatever you really want. Just as you're building, just remember you need a door to get in and out of your house. So keep that in mind while you're walking around dropping walls down. Again, if you just right click, you can click on door plan, and that's the one right there. And again, select your hammer and you just smack it a couple times and start filling it in. Excuse me. I think it's really cool the way they did the upgrades in this game. How you're adding wood, but at the same time you can actually see a graphical change. It's really neat. And it's really dark right now, so I think I'm gonna throw some stuff in the furnace. Also, if you notice, if you hover your mouse over the icon on the left hand side, the number changes depending on how high your mouse is. If you want to select everything in that icon set, just bring your mouse up to the top right corner of the icon and make sure the number is the same on both left and right side, and just click and drag up to your to the furnace. And do the same thing for your sulfur ore. The only 2 ores that go in here is the metal and the sulfur. Nothing else really goes in except for wood, which is your ignition. Tinder. You usually know put like a lot of wood in there, usually around 4,000, 6,000, depending on how much ore you have. And if you just click E, and it brings up that panel, and just put on, turn on the furnace. I'm gonna go ahead and build a door so we're nice and protected. So just right click and select wooden door plan. And you can set the door to open in or open out, just as a matter of the angle you place the door, and it'll show you in the white outline that it has. Usually like to upgrade the door as much as possible. It's usually the most vulnerable spot people will come at the house from. Always keep an eye on what you're doing. So we're going to go ahead and select that lock that we had in when we started the game. You just select the action key and click on the door, and that's going to set it. And then you hit E to change the lock code, and you're just going to set it to any 4-digit combination. I'm going to do 1771. And you hit E again, and you can lock it. And now you can't unlock the door because the door is locked from that little panel, so you have to actually type in the code again. So just do 1771, and now the door is unlocked. And this is cool. If you lock the door now, since you already typed in the code, you can open the door, and the door will still stay locked for anybody else. So that's a little neat trick that's still going on. Alright, so we got the ore smelting, got the lock on the door. Let's go ahead and set the campfire down. We'll throw some the wolf meat on there. It's a pretty neat trick. So let me throw the sleeping bag down too, just in case. Open up the campfire the same way. Just hit E when you're hovering over it. And you notice that you already have 50 wood in there. This is a cool thing I learned. If you just take 2 pieces of wolf meat, you can only put 2 pieces in at a time because the extra slot's going to get filled in with charcoal. And you put in exactly 61 pieces of wood into the campfire. When you go ahead and ignite it and let it burn, by the time that wood burns out, your pieces of meat will be cooked, and you won't have to worry about them getting burned or spoiling then. So it's a pretty cool trick. Keep in mind. I mean, it's super handy. You don't have to worry about it. And just walk away, because you know it's just going to be there, nice and cooked when you come back. So, always good. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and start building up the house a little bit more now. Probably do make a ceiling and get that put in, and then upgrade the structure. All the structures can be upgraded to level 6, and they all change the way they look the more upgraded they are. So if you notice right now, it just looks like a regular log cabin, but that's just level 1. Level 2 looks like plywood, level 3 looks like stone, and level 4 looks like cobblestone, like really durable stone. Level 5 is like a nice steel, and number 6 is like a gold almost. So it's pretty cool, and you need the last 2, 5 and 6, you need to have metal fragments for. So that's why you need to get things smelting. So that way you can upgrade your defenses perimeter. Because people will just take a hatchet and knock down your wall and walk in and take your stuff. And sometimes they'll be nice enough to leave you alone and let you live. Most of the time you wake up and you're dead. So, it's always for me, gather first, build your foundation, build your structure, upgrade your weapons and your materials the most you can before you go back out again, and then repeat. So you just want to keep on gathering, keep on upgrading until you feel secure, and then start having fun with it. You know, once you feel like you're safe in your house, go ahead and build like a giant tower, go exploring. Literally the game is do whatever you want, because there's no rules except for keep yourself fed, and you know, don't drown yourself, because you can drown yourself. So we're just gonna finish up doing this around the house, and also the floor. The foundations can be upgraded as well, so pay attention, make sure you're upgrading those, because if you have your house built on kind of a hill and your foundation's a little higher, I have personally destroyed somebody's foundation and crawled under their wall and got in their house that way. So if you upgrade your foundations, it's going to take a lot longer and be a deterrent for most people, and they'll walk away. Alright, campfire's done, and look, nice cooked meat, hooray! So you're just going to right click that and click on the eat wolf meat, and be careful, because you can do that with the raw stuff. It still says eat wolf meat, and it doesn't give you, like, it's not blacked out, you can really eat it, and then you end up getting sick, and your health goes down a little bit, so be careful and pay attention to that. I'm going to do the 61 pieces again, so I'm just going to split up the wood. Alright, I can math. Alright, 61. And be careful when you ignite the fire, because I've been unfortunate enough to not been paying attention, and I burned myself to death. So always watch out for that, never fun. If you're going to take your the wood storage box that you made, just go ahead and lay it down on one of the walls. I usually fill it in with stuff before I go outside again. Stuff that I don't want to lose. The animal fat, the bone. Usually stones, cloth, and if I don't have anything smelting, I'll usually just toss the wood in there as well. Keeps it nice and organized, and then you don't have to carry as much when you're outside gathering. Don't worry about dying and losing all of your materials. It's happened to me countless times. Never fun. Just gonna see if we can make the hatchet. I'm just gonna have to grab some metal. Go ahead and make some shoes. and some gloves. And I think we'll make a shirt. And I picked that combinations just because I think it lets you blend in the best in the grass and the trees. The other things, such as like the red jacket and the radiation boots, kind of make you stand out a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and open the furnace, and if you open the furnace while it's on, and you try to take stuff out, it's not gonna let you because everything's being manipulated right now. The wood's being distinguished, the ore is being diminished, and the metal fragments of the sulfur are being added. So you actually have to extinguish the furnace and then open it in order to take things out or add things to it. So I'm going to take a couple of these out so I can build my hatchet. Alright, so select it here. And yeah, now that we have the hatchet and the clothes all made, go ahead and add that stuff to the box. So just in case I die, I still have a hatchet and my cloth's still there. We can leave the furnace on, smelting the ore. And we just made a level 4 house with door and door lock. Now the only thing left to do is, play the game however you want.